The longest-running live entertainment show in Las Vegas history has arrived in Melbourne. With 33 years of success and voted the best tribute show in Las Vegas, it's a star-studded show. It features Michael Jackson, Elvis, Prince, David Bowie, Adele, Madonna, and Olivia Newton-John, played by my next guest, Kelly Smith. And she's on the line right now. Kelly, welcome in.
Thank you so much. It's great to talk to you.
You too, Kelly. Thank you very, very much. First of all, a great show. I loved it. I gave it a 10 out of a 10. I don't know where you guys get the energy from, but it's brilliant.
You know, we were just speaking earlier. I didn't know you were there, and that was our opening night on Wednesday night, and we had a ball. I'll tell you, it is a high-energy show with some of the people that you mentioned. Obviously, a lot of those people are gone. David Bowie, if you can believe it, and Prince and Elvis and Michael Jackson. All the guys in the show are gone.
Well, Olivia's still there, thank goodness.
Olivia lives forever. She will always live forever, and she will always live in my heart forever, too. She's been such an icon, and I honestly got to meet her and speak with her, and she has endorsed me as the first Olivia Newton-John impersonator, and I am over the moon.
Congratulations, Kelly. That's wonderful. How did that come about? Tell me the process.
I was in Las Vegas working with the show, Legends in Concert. Olivia is also working there. We share a stage at the Flamingo Hotel, and I was doing a different character, Cher, in 2014, and I saw Olivia's show while I was there, obviously, and we got to visit a little bit backstage because we were both backstage. And she and Cher had worked together, and she was just beautiful and kind, and she came to our show. All of her band was wonderful. Her backup singers were wonderfully nice to us, and they came to our show. I got her backup singer on stage for my little bit with Cher, Sonny and Cher. She complimented me after the show. She said, that was just fabulous. And for some reason, I just felt comfortable enough to ask her. I said, how would you feel about someone giving you a tribute or impersonating you? And she said she hadn't thought of that, and she thought she would be honored. So from that moment, I spoke with Legends about it, and they loved the idea. I went home, and I actually got offered a television job.
Yes.
So I'm full-time at a television job now, so my idea to be Olivia kind of went on hold.
Yeah.
But Legends loved the idea, so they partnered with Olivia, and they did a contest, a nationwide contest to find the best Olivia Newton-John impersonator, and I said, please, this was my idea. Can I please audition? Please. So they let me. Mm-hmm. And she picked me, and she and I got together in August in Las Vegas, and we had a little chit-chat and talked about accent, which I am not speaking in the accent now, obviously, and hair design and different things. And I said, do you remember having that conversation with me about this? She said, yes, I do, but I did not know that was you when I chose you on the site.
Wow.
I had no idea that you were the same person.
Oh, isn't that a coincidence? That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
It is.
Look, I've got your photo here of you and Olivia side by side, and I've got to say, you look like the real Olivia.
That is so wonderful. I've had people tell me that, and I'm not able to see what the audience sees, obviously, because we have two huge screens on each side.
Yes.
And we're syncing up when we're singing a song with that. So I think that really gives the audience a chance to really evaluate what they're seeing from stage to video screen, the real and then the impersonation.
Yeah, it's a wonderful idea to see you live on stage and the band's there and so on. So nothing's recorded with you guys, and all we see then is on the screens. Then they're syncing to you, and how it's done technically, I've got no idea. I was saying that off the air to you before, but it's very, very clever, very, very well done.
Yes, and obviously they're very successful because they have been going for so long, and they have so many wonderful acts, and it's great to get to work with some of those same people because I've worked with Legends since 2000 to get to see them again, and this is my first time to Melbourne.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much. Now, I'm going to need some advice later on what I need to see while I'm here. So, but the show is at the Palms at Crown.
Yeah.
Yes, and people, if they're interested in coming, and people are just leaving, loving the energy on the stage. And last night, I have to tell you, a man came up to me and said, "You made me cry on Hopelessly Devoted." He said that you just put such heartfelt energy into that, and for people to compliment me, like I say, from Melbourne, Australia, that is just the highest compliment ever.
How did you go picking up the accent, Kelly? What did you do?
Well, let me just tell you, that was the last thing to come.
Was it?
And how did I do? Because you saw the show.
Oh, fantastic. But how do you go about doing all of that? They say the Aussie accent is the hardest one to pick up.
Well, I have a fairly good ear, being able to sound like someone else, but I have to say this was the last thing that I did pick up. And one thing, because I'm so busy with my television show at home, that I had the singing. I'd worked on that a lot, but the accent, I kind of listened to some videos of her, so I was getting the idea. But when I came here, I decided what I wanted to say on stage. We have some Aussie back dancers, and I said, okay, this is what I want to say. Yeah. Can you please record this? And I'm going to listen to that. So they helped me a lot too.
Oh, okay. So the recording. I went to the States some years ago, and I found over the 3 weeks I was there, you start to get a bit of a twang. When you're in a particular country, you do listen, don't you, to the locals, and it just brushes off, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And for me, it's if I were here a month, I mean, I would probably begin to morph into an Aussie. That's
but I think you'd die Aussie, love, wouldn't you, eh?
Yes, I would.
Some people do talk like that, believe me, and that's not really Australian.
No, and when I talked to her, I said, so when I address the audience, would I say, "Good day, mate"?
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, no." She said, "I would never say that." I said, "Okay." No. So she kind of gave me some direction.
Well, she's a Melbourne girl, of course, had to start here on television, and a wonderful artist over many, many, many years.
You know what I've noticed about her is that she was always seemingly so comfortable in her own skin. There's so many performers that you don't get that sense. And I'll tell you, Elvis was another one of those that he was just so comfortable in his own world, and I believe that translates so well to the folks. Just not having that inhibition, and she just knew what she was doing. She was comfortable. She was great. I mean, she just really was always from the get-go. Just a beautiful artist. You'll
probably remain friends with her for the rest of your life.
I really do hope so. And she invited me to come see her cancer healing center here.
Oh, yes.
And I would really like to see that. I don't know how far it is, but...
Not very far from where you are. You'll be staying in Melbourne, I dare say. So out of the Austin Hospital at Heidelberg, you've got about, I suppose, 15 or 20 minutes in a taxi.
I would really love to do that.
Oh, you must.
Yes, because she really invited me to do that. And I have to say, she's chosen all the right people to surround herself with, because her band was just beautiful, her backup singers. And when they got wind that I was interested in doing this, they even offered to help. They were like, Olivia's got that really quick vibrato. Steve, one of her backup singers, he said, I believe he's her vocal coach as well. He said, I could help you with that. We didn't get that far because I wasn't sure, if it was going to go through or not, but they were just wonderful people.
Did you get to choose the songs you're singing?
I really did, for the most part. They talked to me about it. Now, one thing I have a couple of people said last night, "Oh, I wish you would have done something from Xanadu," and then I've heard people say, "Oh, what about the physical song?" Because I know that was big here, right?
Yeah, it was.
But the problem is because there's so many beautiful acts to have on stage, we only have a short time, and I wanted to do the clothes change. They wanted a lot of grease. And so I'm doing 3 grease numbers, and so I said, I have to change. I can't do grease in a straight hair. We have to change hair. So when I did that,
you're changing on stage, and very tastefully too.
Well, thank you, but here's the thing. I'm wearing the whole grease outfit underneath my gown.
Oh, no.
So if I look a little plump or a plump, that's the reason why.
You'd be so hot. You'd be so hot.
It's warm.
Tell me about your broadcasting side.
Well, I have to be honest, I lucked into that. I did not go to school for that, but I came home from Las Vegas, and I was offered this card. They said, we would like you to be a co-host on this show. So in the last 2 years, I've learned so much. We have a show called Ozarks Live on Channel 10, which I had an interview at Studio 10, which was a really interesting thing in Sydney. So I'm Channel 10 here in Springfield, Missouri, and it's a lifestyle program. We talk food and drink and entertainment. I actually get to perform as myself on that show, which is beautiful. And we have lots of great entertainment on. It's just a lot of fun. Every day something different. Wild animals on the show, just crazy stuff.
I love Studio 10. It's taken off very well here in Australia. It's been going for about 3 years now, but they've just got a niche there, and it's coming up in the ratings very, very well.
It's only 3 years old?
Yep, 3 years old.
Oh, wow. Well, and that's the kind of thing we do. We have 3 full-time hosts and another one that joins us at different times, and we just, talk about this and that and different things that are going on. It kind of reminded me of Studio 10's show that we went on.
Well, I think you'd be very successful in whatever you do. It's great to see you on stage. I've got and done a review of the whole show, and I said to you before, I gave it a 10 out of 10. It's a magnificent production. It's wonderful from every aspect you look at, whether it's the band, it's yourself, it's look, Prince just steals things in that first half an hour, doesn't he? He looks so much like Prince.
He does. He really does, and he opens the show. And to me, I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Because they kind of place it like high energy. Well, most of the acts are high energy. I'll have to tell you, except for me and Adele. Because you got Madonna. She's all over the stage, and then all the guys. But I think just with people, because Olivia's from here, they're very accepting. And let me just say, when I look out in the crowd and I see them singing to the song, it's so wonderful to see that. And then who doesn't love the Grease era? So that's that's a big killer.
I was huge for Olivia, really, really was. Look, I wish you well for the rest of the season. You're only in Australia at Melbourne. You're not going anywhere else, I believe. So It's restricted to here, and it's showing right now at Crown, at the Palms, and there until Sunday the 29th. I think it's the sort of show you can come back to a second and third time.
I would love that. That would be amazing if we could do that. And the Crown is such a beautiful place to play.
Yes.
We do have some afternoon shows, and we're not there on Monday. Mondays we're dark. And so if you can get out, you want to get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. So I don't know if there's been anything like this, but I'm telling you, this is a powerful show, and I think the listening audience should all run to Ticketmaster and get them some tickets.
Well,
right
Kelly, as
away.
I said to you earlier, I've seen a lot of tribute shows, and this one takes the cake. It is the best that I've seen. The best.
Well, thank you.
It
That
really
means a lot. It really does. It really does.
Now, your matinees are Saturday the 21st, which is tomorrow, and Saturday the 28th at 2, and a matinee on Sunday this week, the 22nd at 1:30. And Ticketmaster is the agency to go and book, and tickets are only $79.90. What good value is that?
That's great. That's a great value. Absolutely. And I heard you speaking earlier about the weather. I didn't. A friend of mine who lives here was saying it had been 100 degrees. Maybe that was in Sydney. That's where she lives. But you're looking forward to autumn. That's wonderful.
Well, we did have 100 degrees last week. You're right. It got to what did we get to? 39 it was, and that relates to about 103. So very, very, very hot. That's not for me. I don't know about you. Do you like the heat?
But I do like the heat, especially when at home it's wintertime. So I'm like, bring it on, kind of thing.
Good on you. Kelly, we're talking like two old friends, and it's wonderful to talk to you so nicely. Thank you very, very much for a lovely night. Thank you for giving up your valuable time today to talk to me. And a couple of things to do. Go and see the penguins at Phillip Island.
Okay.
And take a ride on Melbourne's Puffing Billy. It takes right through the Dandenongs. A beautiful train. Yeah, keep those in mind, won't you?
I will do that. I thank you for that, because we're looking for things to do on our day off, and I'm just sorry I didn't get to meet you the other night. Thank you for your nice reviews of the show. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
I might come back again. I loved it so much.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Thanks,
Kelly. Say hello.
Take care.
You, Leigh.
Okay, dear. Bye-bye to you.
Bye-bye.